All right, we're live. Okay. Hey everyone. We're super excited to have you attend our coach sneak peek and just kind of learn a little bit about us and our stories, objections, and kind of like behind the scenes of coaching, how we earn income, incentives, just all the fun things. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my story real quick. So I am Macy. I am 24 years old. I work full time in marketing at a local bank, which that's one thing me and Isabella have in common. We have literally the same job and both work at a local bank, just different states. Montana for Isabella and then Tennessee for me. I am a middle child. I definitely have middle child syndrome sometimes. I danced my whole life for 19 years, so I've always stayed active. But one thing about dance, I feel like I just kind of automatically started comparing myself, even as like a young little girl. Those typical dancer bodies, like tall, lean, long legs, and just like slim everything. And I'm a little shorter, a little thicker in my butt area. And I kind of developed a little faster than some girls. So I just compared myself a lot and I thought I was fat and nothing was wrong with me, but I thought I was huge because I was, a little more muscular than the other girls. Um, and we would wear like a lot of two pieces and stuff. And even though I performed on stage and wore those kind of costumes, I just was not confident at all. When I started driving when I was 16, I actually tried to go into Walgreens and buy diet pills. Read the back of the bottle. You had to be 18, so couldn't do that. So then I just did my research on how to like hide that I wanted to diet, so my mom didn't know because my parents would have like murdered me if they would have known that I was trying to do that. But I found the Special K diet and I was like, oh, this is perfect because I love Special K cereal. I'll just eat all things Special K. So I tried the Special K diet. I basically ate like cereal, their bars, and salad. That's it. And going to school all day long, having practice. Like, I also cheered too, so I was like very active. I was eating way too less for how much my body was moving. And but my mom never noticed because she was like, okay, cool, like that's easy. I don't have to make you breakfast. You have your cereal and you're packing your own lunch or whatever. But I would just want to put as many things in there she wouldn't notice. So I hit it pretty well. And then when I was 18, I went back to Walgreens and got Slim Quick. It's like a little powder drink that you put in your water. And I was working on a golf course and I was like trying to hide that I was like drinking this stuff and I like would literally take it to the bathroom with me, pour it in my drink, and just tell them it was like Crystal Light or something. And I tried like cleanses, all kinds of things. And then when I got into college, I continued dancing. I was on the dance team at the university I went to. And I was, again, still very active, but super hard on myself. And like the seniors on the team that year, they were very like health conscious and like ate like little birds. So like I continued to eat like a little bird. And what really woke me up is it was my senior year of college. I came home from classes, had a little bit of time between practice, and I fell asleep. And I woke up with like 10 minutes to get to campus. I lived 20 minutes away, and I was about to be late to practice and make my team run for it because of me. And that honestly like really was my wake up call because I cut out all carbs. I basically just ate protein and that was it. And my boyfriend had said, like you're not eating any carbs, like you need carbs. Like carbs are good. They're not bad. You don't have to like shove your face with French fries or anything like all day every day, but you can still eat carbs, just not a lot of them, but you need some of them. So I was like, oh, whatever, you don't know what you're talking about. And so my sister had been doing Beachbody for like a year. I had watched her for a whole year, didn't join her. I know, worst sister ever. But it wasn't that I didn't think I needed it. It was more of I didn't think I well, it wasn't more that I didn't think that it worked. It was more of like I didn't think I needed it in the community because I was like, oh, that's like something I'll do when I'm like a mom, because she's a mom, and I didn't think the workouts were that hard, and I also didn't think I needed the community. I thought I knew like, oh, just free. I'll just look on Pinterest, free workouts, free meal plans. I didn't know what I was doing, and I couldn't afford a personal trainer, and so I finally tried a workout with my sister and was like, okay, where's your laptop? Sign me up because this is legit. Like, I am dying after this workout. Because I just viewed them as at-home workouts, to be completely honest. And people will, but they will come around and realize, like, okay, like, this is legit. I can take them to the gym with me if I want to, or I can do them at home. I can take them wherever I want. So I finally signed up. She had approached coaching to me, and I was like, okay, I'll try it. This is in 2018. I signed up May 2018. I was like, okay, I'll try it. I ran like a free group, and that was it. Didn't really coach. And then after I graduated December 2018, like my mind was just set on finding a job. So I found my full-time job, started working there May 2019, and also decided to do coaching that same time. And the reason why I wanted to is because, well, one, I've watched my sister for a year doing the programs. So I was watching her finally join the programs, fell in love with the community, fell in love with the products. The pre-workout doesn't make me sick like other pre-workouts I've tried. It actually works. I don't crash. I love that all the ingredients are clean. The post-workout didn't make me bloat like every other one and make my stomach hurt. And then the superfoods, the Shakeology, like really helps with my cravings and helps keep me full and like satisfied, that fills me with all those nutrients that, you know, I've been lacking in other areas. So I just really fell in love with the products as they actually work, and the programs actually work. So I fell in love with all that, was watching my sister coach, saw how she was able to just like transform completely as a person, but also be able to come home to my nephews and work full time with Beachbody. So I realized, okay, like this is like legit too. Like I was thinking, okay, the workouts were legit, the products were legit, this business is legit, and I can do it. So I decided to coach. I've been coaching for a little over a year now. And it's honestly helped me find my purpose, and it's helped me help other women find their purpose and feel good about themselves. But it's also helping me financially, which Team Beachbody does not like guarantee any level of success at all. It's all depending on how hard you work. But my income has grown with Beachbody, and it's helping me pay down my student loans, which is awesome. I actually put down 6 times the amount of the minimum amount for my student loans last month. So all of it is like for savings and for my college student loans. And I'm not, you know, I don't have to touch my full-time paycheck. I can just use that for bills, and that's it. So my objections, honestly, I was nervous about what people would think, and you kind of get over that. Like you just have to like step into it and just try it and like rip the Band-Aid off, and then it gets easier. And you're not going to know everything at first, and you're not supposed to. Like we're learning stuff every day, and we've been doing this, like I've been doing this for over a year. She's been doing this since March. We're still learning. We're in a great downline of top leaders in the company and get the best training. So you're not going to be left alone. It's just a matter of fact of just taking that first step. So I was worried about what people would think and failing. But once you just get moving, it just all falls into place, and you're like, wow, like I did that. So that's my story and objections. I'll let Isabella take over.
Hello, I am Isabella. I am one of Macy's coaches, and it's really interesting. So we have the same job, like Macy said. We're both marketing at banks in our different states for local banks. And we actually were in some of the same classes at Austin P and never became friends, and never, I mean, I don't know that it was just like I don't know that we were in a group together, or really, we just never got out of, like, we had our circle of friends that we were in, and like we never broke out of that and talked. And now she's one of my best friends over Zoom. And so that's a real missed opportunity. But
no, it's crazy.
Yeah, so we have a really similar story post-college, but before college, our stories are actually very different. So in high school and growing up, I was the drama kid and I played piano. So not an athlete at all. I didn't really work out. I did like a few active things, like, I would hike and walk and different stuff, but not in any form of being an athlete at all. And so, thank you to my father for having a fantastic metabolism that lasted me all through high school. I pretty much just ate whatever I wanted and did whatever I wanted and, still fit into my little high school pants. And then, by the time I got to college, I was feeding myself. Like, I didn't really eat vegetables in high school. That wasn't really my thing. Plus I was pretty happy with my body where it was at that point. So I didn't really see the point in, eating stuff I didn't like when I could eat mac and cheese and feel like I was doing great. So when I got to college, my metabolism started slowing down, as it does a lot of times for women, which is really unfortunate because I find that men most of the time don't even really care. And they've my dad is 50 years old and he's still got a kick in metabolism. And I'm like, you drink Coke and eat, biscuits and gravy. What the heck is happening? But that was not the story. Not the story for me. So, by the time I graduated in college, I'd go to the Foy, which was our gym at Austin P. I'd go to the Foy, I would work out, but I was still doing, all the college things, going out and eating, cheese dip 3 or 4 times a week and ramen and mac and cheese and just all this stuff. And by the time I graduated, I had gained 40 pounds in the course of college. And so I actually graduated college on December 15th, and then I got married on December 16th. And then on January 1st, I tried to put on my jeans and realized how much stress weight I had actually gained over the last, 3.5, 4 years. And I was kind of just grossed out, honestly, with myself and where I had let myself get. And I realized that what I was doing just wasn't working anymore at all. But I didn't know where to start because I didn't have that foundation of knowing, really how to work out or where to get those resources. So I began a journey. That was, January of 2018. And I began to go to the gym at our apartment, and I would find, the Pinterest workouts. I'm sure that Macy and I we probably all look at the same Pinterest workouts where it's do 3 sets of 8 reps of bicep curls and, do this 4 times in a row, and then to bump it up, do it 5 times in a row. And you're just so I did that for, a year. And then, I tried keto, I tried intermittent fasting. All this was just it was a month, I consistently worked out and I was trying new stuff, but I never found anything that I loved, and I never found anything that felt sustainable. For example, when I was doing keto, I was it just came to a point one day where I was I'm not eating pasta for the rest of my life. That's never going to happen. I'm not doing that. I'm miserable. That's my favorite food. So it's not happening for me. So I was trying all these things, and finally I joined a gym and I got an accountability partner, which was good. I still didn't know what the heck I was doing with my nutrition, but I was going to classes at 5 a.m. I was going to biking classes and different stuff, which was great, but it took almost 2 to 3 hours of my morning by the time that I got to the gym, took my shower, did my class, drove to work. I was leaving the house at 4:30 a.m. and then I wouldn't even be home until 6 o'clock after I got off work because I had to get up and do all that stuff in the morning time. So that was fine, but I didn't really love it, but I was this is what I have to do. This is what it is. And I still, I kind of had plateaued on my weight. It was just, I was I've got to do this to maintain, and this is where I'm at. So in August of 2019, I'd kind of found that routine and was doing that, not really sure what I was doing with my eating, but going to the gym anyways. And it was working. It was fine. And I knew that I liked working out, but I was starting to get bored because I was doing my classes, doing the Pinterest workouts, but I was just this is taking a ton of time. I don't really love it. So Macy reached out to me last August. And I was really considering what she was doing because I'd been watching her on Instagram, on her stories, on her posts. And I was wow, she actually seems like she really likes, eating that way, and that she really likes the workouts that she's doing. And I thought it was a very interesting concept. And so I told her, but actually at that time we were applying for jobs and getting ready to move to Montana because I got a job in Montana in September. And so I told her, right now I can't do it because of my budget. And then when we moved up here, she reached out to me again because I didn't tell her no. I just told her not right now. And so she made sure to follow up with me. And then I hit her with another not right now because at that point, the cost of living is significantly higher here and Nick didn't have a job. And so we were living just on my income. And I was like, okay, I can't do it right now. Just, ask me later. And she did. And so around January 1st, I was like, well, actually, this is perfect timing. I'm not an advocate of waiting to a new year to start something. I think you can start today, but it just so worked out that the timing was, starting, I think, pretty close to January 1st. So I was like, let's just got back from Christmas, ate all this good food. Like, let's hit the ground running because I needed to get back in routine. So I started Beachbody at that point. And I loved it. I loved that I could do the workout programs. Like Macy said, it was really challenging to me. It really pushed me. And it was interesting. I wasn't bored out of my mind, which was really fun. Because I'm not an athlete, but I got to try things like boxing. And I've done, at this point now, I've done a running program and I've done strength training. I've done all these things I never got to do, which is really cool. But I was dead set. Like, I'm a really big try to be conscious of your spending person. So I ordered my challenge pack and then immediately canceled my coach account and I canceled all my products. I was like, I'm going to use this thing because I paid $99 for it, but I'm not using the products. And when my Energize ran out, I went to Walmart and I bought the cheapest pre-workout I could find, and it was nasty. It was nasty, and it didn't even work, which was a really big bummer because it was like $15, and I could have honestly just spent like what, $15 more and
Yeah.
actually gotten something that I liked.
Yeah.
So that was stupid, but I did that. And so like when this is like just a side note, but when you have girls that, immediately cancel their coach account or whatever, don't give up on them. Don't lose hope on them because they just got to work through this stuff sometimes. Anyway, so by April, I'd been following Macy's journey for probably, 9 or 10 months at this point. I was like, she looks like she's really having fun with what she's doing. And, I don't really want to be a corporate person for the rest of my life. I don't want to work when I have kids. Like I do. I want to have, a purpose and things like that. But like, I want to be able to decide when I work. I don't want to be having to miss my kids' stuff at school, or if they're sick, having to hire a nanny to come and take care of them. Like, I want to be there for that. And so I was like, I think that this is something that I would like to do moving forward. And I think you actually asked me like in February or March, and I told you no. And then in April, I was mulling on it in the back of my mind, and I was like, hold on, I think that I may actually want to do this.
Yeah, I had reached out to you in March, and because she was like always the first person to check in every single morning, and I like that caught my eye. I was like, okay, she is like loving this. She's the first sweaty selfie every morning. So I was like, I'm gonna ask her to coach. I was like, no, I'm scared. I was like, why am I scared? I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do it anyways. So we had met, and I was so nervous because I was like, I can't read her. Like, is she like turned off by this? Does she like this idea? Like, I told her all the things that we're about to talk to you guys about this week. I talked to her for like an hour, and she said she's gonna talk to her husband. And it was like a week went by. I'm like, oh, I don't know if she's going to do this or not. And then she messaged me. I was like, all right, I want to do this. And I actually want to make this full time. Is that possible? I was like, yeah. Like, and it's full time isn't everybody's goal. It's not. It doesn't have to be your goal. If you're, sitting here watching this and you're like, well, I don't really want to do this full time. You don't have to do it full time. You could do it at your own pace, at whatever you want to do. You can do it to be able to buy organic groceries, or just pay for your gas, or put extra money away in savings, or pay a little bit more towards your kids' daycare without having to use all your paycheck with your job or whatever it is. Like me, is helping pay my student loans kind of thing. But we both have the same job. We both want to work at full time. And we both kind of thought to each other like, well, we're only we're young. We're not even, don't even have kids yet. Why not build this business So that way when we do have kids, we can already be working for ourselves. And we've seen several coaches be able to do it. And like my sister personally, she's proven to me that it's like legit. And she's done really, really well with it and is able to stay home for a little over a year now, working this.
Yeah, which is it's super awesome, and that's the vision that I saw. And like Macy said, there's no guaranteed success with this, but it is what you put into it. And so like right now, we're not at the point where we can, quit our job, but I just bought a house and it helped with my down payment.
Yeah.
And it helped me to decorate my new house. And so it definitely is a boost in income that I can tangibly see now. Like I'm not paying out of pocket for my products. I haven't since the week I started coaching.
Yeah.
My products are paid for monthly plus some extra spending cash,
Yep.
which to do what I love to do and then help other women do it, it's like a no-brainer
Yes.
to me. So my objections, like I kind of touched on those a little bit. It was, I didn't want to pay for it. I've kind of been burned by other MLMs and just watching what other people do. And so I was like very standoffish to the idea. And I was like, well, that product can't be that good. Just because I'm a great value girl. Like, to be honest with you, I shop deals all the time. But I've really learned that when it comes to my health and when it comes to my fitness, there are some things that are worth paying for, and I will never buy Walmart brand pre-workout again in my life. So there were objections that I have overcome personally, but they have just helped me, I feel like, become a stronger coach, because when girls give me those same objections, I've learned to accept them as not rejection, but it's genuine. Like I know what they're feeling because I had those same feelings. And so it's helped me to be able to work through those. And I've been able to turn those objections into customers or coaches of my own.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And like one thing too, like Isabella told me when she decided to coach was that even though I invited her, I didn't just like invite her and then never talk to her again. Like I genuinely like had conversations with her, and that's just that's just kind of like what like honestly sells Beachbody, honestly, because like my sister didn't pressure me into enrolling, but like I saw her sharing and I saw the transformation physically and mentally, that's what sold me. So like just, and you don't have to be salesy at all. We're going to touch on that too. Isabella's actually going to talk about that next. Well, that'll be tomorrow's video. But we don't really sell, we just share, and that's what sells it to people. And just being genuine with people and talking to them and caring about them and their goals and remembering, oh, she's got a test, like a big exam next week. Isabella remembered somebody was, what was it, testing to get her RN license?
Yeah, she's gone through her boards and she actually passed, but she was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, because it was like a month had gone by and I was like, hey girl, like how did your boards go? She's like, I can't believe that you even remembered to ask me that. And she isn't a customer of mine yet, or a coach, but I genuinely want her to be successful. And that's what coaching is about. And I'll keep like some of this in for like the, be sharing and not salesy, but ultimately that's what we're wanting to do as a Beachbody coach. I am not trying to sell you pre-workout. I have found a lifestyle that I love and I want you to have that too. And so, creating genuine care for other people is essential in this business.
Yes. Yeah. Well, those are our stories and objections. We will both be individually talking about different topics, but we're also going to talk to you guys about how we work this business while working full time. So if you have any questions or just want to comment on this video, just put it in the comments below and we'll get back to you. Thanks, guys.